everyone. This is Toyin, Coach Toyin in the house. You're welcome to my space. If this is your first time ever, you're welcome. I also want to welcome those on Clubhouse, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So happy to have you here. So let's get right to it. Today's topic is about the pyramids of success, why charity is not a solution. And I actually just wrote a newsletter on a similar topic, which I've printed out and I'll bring some notes out today. We'll discuss it. I really love Clubhouse because it allows us to really just discuss this idea of the pyramid of success. So last week, I laid the foundation explaining the pyramids of success. So there are three pyramids of success. There's wealth, okay, influence, and power. And I also gave an example of people that got to the top of that pyramid of success. For example, Donald Trump, right? Most people in their life may get up just one, but Donald Trump is an example of someone unique that actually did all three. Okay, apprentice, political, all of, because the political side is really affiliated with power more so than the others, right? And then wealth creation, a vehicle for going up the pyramid of wealth, is entrepreneurship. Okay, so I'm not going to go diving into that, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. So I want to welcome you all. You can feel free to drop your country where you're joining from, and just let me know if there's anything that resonates with you as well. So that's what we're covering today: the pyramids of success and why charity is not the solution. So here's what I opened my article saying: that I personally have never seen anyone at the top of the pyramid of success, or get there because of charity. I've never seen charity get people to the top of the house. That's the first thing. I haven't seen charity make people successful. Okay? What actually that I've seen that allows people to achieve success, their own level of success, is their productive capacity, the value they can bring into the marketplace, the value, whether in politics, people vote you in to do the work. It's not a charity game, right? Whether in business, if you're creating a business, or even if you're an employee, it's all about value. Value is what allows you to move up the chain. But the world of charity brings about a certain mindset where value is traded in exchange for nothing. So it tends to leave people where they are at. Okay, let me say that again. Charity will not take you up, right? Charity leaves people where they're at because it's actually sustaining them, not helping them achieve success. I'll make a distinction. This is not about opportunity. So opportunities are ladders of success. So even on the pyramids of success, opportunities will come, support will come, but those who actually capture opportunities, right, and take advantage of support must invest their own time, energy, and resources to maximize such opportunities. So let me give examples because I really want people to make that distinction. Education is an opportunity. Why is it an opportunity, right? Education allows people an opportunity to advance themselves. But guess what? It's not charity. You know why? Why it's not charity is you will invest, you must be committed to that journey. You will invest your energy, time, dedication, your commitment, dedication, energy, time, resources is what will determine if you can maximize such opportunities. Unfortunately, that is not charity. Charity is stay where you are. We bring you food, clothing, and water and shelter. We are not challenging you to change anything. We're not challenging you to move up any ladder. We just want to sustain where you are. That's why it's not enough. It's not a permanent solution. Unfortunately, what I have found, and I'm going to open it for discussion shortly because I want to get feedback as well. What I have found is that fully productive people are buying into charity mindsets. Fully productive people, highly productive people that are supposed to be, bringing value into the marketplace. Something has disrupted or been corrupted there's a virus in the system. Guys, I'm seeing a virus in the mindset where fully productive people that should be pursuing advancements in success and moving up that pyramid, they are stuck because they've bought into certain mindset that is extremely disruptive to success. They start believing that somebody owes them something, that somebody is going to carry them to the top, that somebody is going to give them something free that will help them achieve, on and on and on and on and on. That's what I'm observing, is that fully productive people are waiting and they are stuck somewhere. I don't know why. I said here that success is a gift to yourself. It is wherever you decide to take yourself. And when you're satisfied, that's fine. If you're fine where you are, that's fine. That's why I said last week that never persuade anyone against their will. So if people don't want to build a business, don't persuade them to build one. Why? Because it's not charity. They must be ready to invest their time, energy on that journey. So it's a journey nobody carries anybody on. Charity is what is given to sustain another. It is never to be presumed as a permanent solution for success. Again, there are places for charity, no doubt. The key here is I'm seeing people tap into charity mindset instead of success mindset. That's the virus we have to delete. And how are we going to delete this? Let me open this to discussion before I go on. Any thoughts on the few things I've just shared, Mr. Ron, here on Clubhouse? And please do feel free to come up stage. I see Kenny, Miss Joy, Michael, good to have you. Yes, come up stage. Tama, King. Yes, yes. Any thoughts so far? I'll use popcorn style. Ron, over to you, and then we'll go to Michelle.
You know, when you say so, first of all, your title, right, is what kind of drew me into the room, saying that charity is not the solution to success. So obviously, there has to be a definition of what that success is,
Okay.
right? Um,
You want, let me
and
tackle that before you go on, because
you know
so
that
yeah, let me quickly tackle that because I've written about this before. Success to me is your ability to achieve whatever you want to achieve. I keep it very simple. Let's not complicate these things, right? Because when I try to demystify all these concepts, okay, success to me is you want something and you are able to attain it. You're able to remove all limiting mindset or anything standing in your way. And the more you do that, this is what the successful people do. They start, it's a mindset. If you believe in yourself, you go after something, you get it. The next thing you're going after is going to be bigger. You get it. You go after something bigger. Before you know it, Elon Musk is telling us he's going to the moon. He didn't start there. It started in it's a mindset that starts very young and people perfect your ability and your belief in yourself that if you want something, you can pursue it and attain it. That there's nothing stopping you from pursuing. Now you have to work for it. You will plan, you will invest yourself energy. It's like, I want to be a doctor. Success is becoming a doctor because you set out to become a doctor. If you want to be a lawyer, success to me is I want to be a lawyer. I will invest my time, energy, invest in it, and I will attain it. And when you get that PhD gown and you're taking a picture, you are a success. And if you want something else and you go after it, you want to build a business and you go after it and you attain it and you build a successful business according to your hopes and dreams, you are the limiting factor. To me, that is success. So I keep it very, very simple. Setting a goal, going after it, achieving it, whatever level, that is success to me. But I'm open to any other thoughts on that. So that's my definition. Go on from there. Thank you.
thank you, Coach. So and that's a clear distinction on what the success is, right? Because charity in itself, uh, without the intention, I mean, some people probably stumble into charity,
Mm,
being that they never knew that was part of their gifts, or their emotional deposits, right?
Mm.
They just give unconsciously, uh, and in that sense, you wouldn't classify that as a success, right? They're not really
Question. Quick question.
aiming to do it.
May I ask you a question? When you are looking at charity, are you talking from the perspective of the donor or the recipient? Because for me, today is more of the recipient, right? But are you speaking? So, are you speaking from the perspective of people who donate and give charitable, or those who receive and they wait for people who receive? Because the opposite for me of success is dependency on other people. Success is me, you being able to, you believing in enough in yourself that you can pursue and go after the level of success you want. Charity tends to be a certain mindset that people, for whatever reason, circumstance, situation, community, like you said, stumbling, people stumble into that. There's something at play that keeps people there. So please go on. Thank you.
And this is why I love engaging with you, because you tend to shed more light into the path, right? um so there's obviously two directions. There's the receiver, then there's the giver. But right now, I think I want to address the giver's portion, right? Where a giver will always be successful.
Mm.
A giver will always win in the end. And so, um, from a giver's point of view, they become connectors, right? They link, they create the conduit between supplier, uh, vendors, all of that. Um, and so, I think for me, it's really a short answer, and that charity for the giver is always a success.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, let me add something. I've
Is
just
that
been moving
Michelle?
around. Yeah, this is Mitchell. Good evening.
Okay.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Yeah, why charity is not the solution? For me,
Mm.
charity is a process of solving a problem. It's a process of finding a problem. It's a process of solving a problem, which is a solution. So while we are actually solving a problem, we are giving our ability to give charity in the process of solving that problem is a willingness.
Mm.
Willingness, ability is charity. If you are not willing to solve a problem, you cannot stand with all your mind to, be passionate, be focused, even when the challenges comes through as an entrepreneur. So
Mm.
charity is a process of giving, that willingness of giving ideas, solution to impact your community, even when you still make profit or for no profit. These are is a strong intimacy in the process of success, because you are divining, you are dedicating yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you are loving that yourself. While loving yourself is a charity process you are giving back to people. That's why if you see people who are entrepreneurs, serious entrepreneurs, charity is the first thing they identify, because if you can identify charity as one thing, you cannot take the bold step.
Okay.
Why, as an entrepreneur, why will I take my first money, to build a product that I don't have a customer, just to test it?
So,
You're rendering a
yeah.
charity process. Yeah.
So let me
That process, that's what I.
yeah, let me quickly also, for those also watching, here's one thing I want us to focus on. Anybody that is already giving from a point of charity, because the key point today is actually those receiving charity. The people giving, whether for profit or not for profit, this is what I usually teach, okay, is that both a not for profit and a for profit have expenses, overhead, and people have to work for it. If you build a not for profit, you will sweat, you will raise funds, you will apply your productive capacity to serve people, right? So productivity is still at play when people create not for profit ventures. The main distinction I make between for profit and not for profit is that for profit the cost of creating value is covered by the person that buys the product or service, while not for profit, you already assume that the person you're bringing this value into the marketplace for cannot afford to pay the cost of producing that value plus some. So you have to depend on raising funds, or you have to use other people's money to bring that value into the marketplace. That's a key distinction I make when I'm teaching and coaching on those who want to build charity. In fact, last week I still had someone reach out and we had this conversation, and I saw the confusion because people will say, I want to do good in the world. And I say, pick your lane. You're still going to work for it. Whether you're building a charitable enterprise or a for-profit enterprise, right? You will work hard on behalf of the people you want to serve. The only difference is when you're an entrepreneur, you expect the person that is going to consume or take that product to pay you. And in charity, you know that the people that need what you're creating cannot afford it. In fact, there's a matrix when it comes to pricing and serving. There's a matrix. People who want what you have and cannot afford it. People who want what you have and they can afford it. People who don't want what you have and they cannot afford it. And people who don't want what you have and they cannot afford it. You build a for-profit venture for, around people who want what you have and can afford it. That's for profit. And then you build not for profits around people who want what you have, but they cannot afford it. So that's I just explained the technical background in terms of for profit and not for profit, because I get people mixing those two things up. My key raise today, though, is more on the recipients. What are we doing for the recipients of charity and the mindset that people are buying into? For example, foreign aid. Is it really going to save certain communities around the world? That's another topic. Maybe another day I'll bring that up because it's an offshoot. Is that in certain times, charity could be doing more harm because the people that you're bringing that value to, okay, they will stay where they are because we are not helping them move up the pyramid of success. That's why I said education is an opportunity that if people are ready to invest in, commit to, is to take them out of poverty, right? It's a ladder. But if you throw somebody a ladder and they're not ready to climb up, they're going to stay where they are. So that mindset is what I'm also saying. Let's dive into as well. And I see Rose saying, yes, pick the end goal. She said, pick the end goal in terms of the person receiving. When I had a charity mindset when starting my business, it caused great internal conflict. Yes. So let's dive into the distinction of, like, anybody creating a not-for-profit. For me, they're trying to be productive. They're a productive member of the society. The key is the people you are bringing that charity opportunity to. Are you lifting them up the pyramid of success, or are you leaving them bound where they are? Because the things that actually lead people up that chain is personal development, personal growth, personal investment, and those things look like education, entrepreneurship. They look different. So anybody that keeps offering you a free ride, is that person, there's no free ride to the top of the success pyramid, if I can just speak directly. So let me, now that I've shared that, more insights around that, what are your thoughts? If you want to speak, just flash your mic and then I'll call on you. Hey, Miss Joy, good to see you. It's been a while. Go on.
Yeah, it has been a while, and I enjoy your presentations and learnings as usual. And these are topics that I preach and I try to make sense also with the people around me. So, and for those people who don't know me, I'm Joy Sense. I'm living here in Germany, and a social entrepreneur, or how you want to call it. It's social enterprise, which is a profit making by wish, not by what, not by not wanting to go to the non-profit. Exactly what you're talking about. And why I did it, because the same reason you said, first of all, it's not sustainable. I didn't see why I should go ask for money for for something that I know that it takes time to build, and most of the time, if you look at the non-profit organizations, they create them in the mindset of going to get money, and I'm talking about now in the entrepreneur side, right? The receiver side, not the giver, in the more entrepreneur business mindset. So most of the people who create this, and they're creating purposely actually to go borrow money, really. And the money they get sometimes is quite a lot of money. And you see that this money they're given is sometimes you wonder even how they're going to manage a lot of millions, and how are they going to survive after, where they're
sustainability.
Sustainability. And I've seen projects come, go, and that's why they call projects. The giver has a time limit, cannot give forever, right? And all these good energies, wishes that they wanted to do, they all die. And here I am, and with my small organization, whatever you want to call it, but we are happy. 15 years here, we are sustainable, we are moving on. We are not millionaires, but we are successful with the little we do. And has helped us to grow, actually. And this is the mindset I bring into the Africa Women in Trade, the one I've started, and knowing that when you want to start a business, we understand when you're starting a business and you're an entrepreneur, really going for a product. I'm more in the service side, so it's less capital. But even a startup, we believe you need capital to start. Definitely, that's part of the business. And then and that's it, because there is no way you can grow a business with charity money. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how you can start a business with a lot of money. It doesn't work, because you need to sweat. Because once the money, the business will always be hit the first 2 years, 3 years, and you need to feel it so that you can adjust to fit in your business to go to the next steps. And this is a mindset I tell the women in Africa, especially because that's where we have seen a lot of charities being thrown there. And, when the money is brought there, actually, people are even imagining businesses that they've never even thought of how even to write a business or how even to do it. Just because there is money, they do a business. And actually, it has killed so many business women who cannot trap this money to either grow or to start, and they have the mindset of it, right? And it's an ever-going circle. So these big people get the money, they go into business, they get so many nice potato or tomatoes, big ones in the market, much looking nicer than the local woman who's doing the little thing she was taught by the mother or the grandmother. And then these big tomatoes are very expensive, so has cheap, become, they're not affordable because they sell them very cheap, right? And then the business dies, correct?
Wow.
Because the bigger organization win. But what happens is that after some time, these businesses die. And what happened? We killed the woman who was trying to do business and could even sustain. And since they don't know somebody somewhere who could have put them in that program, so because they have the mindset, because an entrepreneur mindset is completely different than people who are just wanting money. So you're right, 100% speaking my language.
And Miss Yasa Rose here also agrees. She said, and the givers usually bring in their own talents. So when they leave, everything collapses. She said, I do not like that idea at all. So in the end, the receivers are the losers, unfortunately.
Exactly. They as you said, they have achieved their success of giving, and they know what they want to give. They already have an idea of what they want to do with the money when they give, which is completely different from the one receiving.
Right. And even from entrepreneurship mindset, and this is where productivity comes in, is that even anyone looking to go into entrepreneurship, right? The whole reason I established the Business and Leadership Academy is realizing like people will sweat without knowledge and the education, branding, marketing, distribution, all of those things, right? Is that there's a gap in knowledge as well. And charity cannot close that gap because the people that come into that bucket must invest time, energy to acquire that knowledge and implement it. This is another reason why I'm seeing that charity is not working, because many people that buy into the mindset of, somebody somewhere there will do the work for me. Somebody somewhere there will carry me to the top. Somebody somewhere, there's a savior, there's somebody out there in the Western world that will do A, B, C, D, because they've been made to believe that help is coming, that somebody will rescue them. And I'm saying this rescue is not, it will sustain you and keep you where you are. It will not help most people that are unwilling to invest time, energy, and resources to move up the pyramid of success. So for me, the ultimate goal, whether when I'm talking about Trade with Africa or Business and Leadership Academy or International Trade Network, it has been consistent to say, do you want to move up that ladder, that pyramid of success? And anybody that can use this information, you cannot bring in charity mindset, whether as the donor or the receiver. There's no sustainability, right? So somebody coming and saying Tony charity me to, no, no, Tony is not charity. Okay, go on, Ron. I see. Go on.
So charity itself, right? I think, especially based on what you're describing, is based on this outmoded mindset, right? But it's actually a viable approach to business, or doing things or getting things done. There's just no way certain groups of people can either become consumers or participants to the, or basically they can't necessarily add to the economy based on where they are, right? So there has to be some type of trickle down, or some sort of hand holding,
well,
for a certain amount of time.
That's why I gave an example of education, and that is not charity. You know why? If you're going to take advantage of the opportunity education offers, you will invest, you will go to school. Charity doesn't make people tend to make people, because it's a mindset. As long as people are being made to believe that somebody is going to do 100% of the work for them, that's what I'm saying, it's a lie. As long as people are believing that somebody will carry them to the top, that's what I'm saying, that is extremely destructive. We are leaving people behind. Listen, we're all going to Web 3 now. Web 2, many people did not take advantage of Web 1, Web 2. Now Web 3 is here. More people are going to be left behind in the world, while some will race to the top, while some will achieve success, wealth, influence, power in the future of the world. More people will be left behind because they've been sold a story that is a lie. A story that will leave them where they are while the rest of the world races into the future. And that story, I see it across, not just at the grassroots. There's something we call base of the pyramid. So even when you look at the pyramid of wealth, each person must say, where am I going to? Where am I today? Where am I going to? Where am I taking myself? It's the personal decision. You will take yourself to wherever you want to take yourself. And that's your level of success. No, as long as people are believing that it's somebody else's responsibility to do anything for them, right? Now, as you're striving up that chain, you will encounter opportunities like education, like entrepreneurship. But still, that opportunity is not to be misunderstood as charity. Those opportunities require investment of time, energy, and resources for people to convert it, right? So if people offer say education to become a medical doctor, say let's say the government pays for schools, right? If you show up to school and you don't do the work, if you show up to my academy and I give you assignments, your customers, your this, and I teach and teach and teach, and you don't take the classes and you don't do the assignments and you don't implement it in your business, what does that do? It doesn't do anything to me. It's also back to the mindset, because I'm seeing people bring in consumer mindsets even into the world of entrepreneurship, assuming that if they pay for something, it turns to magic. No, that's another topic entirely, right? But today really is just diving into this idea. Number one, understand the pyramids of success: wealth, influence, power. Where are people? It's personal and it's also to the community. Where is the community? Where is the community going? Where are they today? If you are someone trying to lift up your community, right, like Miss Joy was sharing, the consciousness is all of the interventions you are putting in place. The question is, will it move them up the ladder of success, or will it leave them where they are? It's a question. But the mindset that would actually take them to the next level, you have to start coaching people on that there is personal responsibility required on their part. Unfortunately, even as someone like me, it's like you're throwing opportunities out there. If somebody throws you a ladder and you don't climb up, and you don't invest your time, energy, and you don't strive to go up the chain, and you're saying, carry me, nobody carries, right? That's the mindset that is extremely destructive. And I see it across. I see that mindset across. That's really the key point for today, is that there's a pyramid of success. Those that are leading communities, where is your community, and the interventions you're putting in place, will it actually help your community move up the pyramids of success, whether it's wealth creation, whether it's power, whether it's influence? Let people become aware and be conscious. And there's only a certain mindset that actually allows people to move up. So let me quickly share some more highlights from my article today. I said success is a gift to yourself. It is wherever you decide to take yourself. Charity is what is given to sustain another. It is never to be presumed as a permanent solution for success. Anyone not willing to invest their time, money, and resources in pursuit of achieving success for themselves will likely never attain it. That's my observation, but I'm also open to what people think about it. Waiting for someone to do that work for you actually means that you may wait forever, because I'm seeing people out here race to Web3. Everybody for themselves. Okay. Yeah. I say it as I see it anyway, right? Success is personal growth, personal development, personal investment. Charity is dependence on another. And there are places really for charity, but I'm just saying, if the goal is economic development, if it's economic empowerment, does charity actually empower anybody? I don't know. I know it sustains. You won't go hungry. You have clothes, clothing, food, clothes, the basic needs of life. Everybody deserves that: food, clothing, and shelter. We need to help make sure that, but beyond that basic needs, the interventions you're putting into place, is it going to move people? Right? And Mumsy says here, she said, charity is part of the missions of some of the biggest companies in the world. I shared earlier, I said, charity is a business model. You're bringing value. Charity companies have expenses, overhead, salaries, business structure. The main difference when I'm coaching people one-on-one, because people do come in with those two, I want to make sure there's clarity, that you know what it is you're doing, so that you can structure it appropriately, right? It's a business model. So let nobody be fooled. The world of big business charity exists, and it's supported by a lot. That's another topic we can dive into. It could be quite controversial as well, but I try to demystify these things. Okay, I see one more comment from Miss yes, sir. Rose. Okay. I've always heard that I've always heard that those who do well need to reach back. That's giving back. The thing people don't consider is that those who are back need to also reach their hand out. Ooh, I love that. Meaning they also need to work. There's dignity in work. You just broke it down, Miss Yasa. Is that those who are reaching out to serve, to help, must make sure they are helping people that can use the help. Like, if you're doing charity and what you're doing is bringing food, clothing, and shelter, that's fine. My point is, if you are trying to produce people that will contribute to the society, then your program should actually challenge them not to sit where they are, but to invest, to produce. You must challenge them to contribute value, because value is the only thing that allows people to move up the pyramid of success. Right? So, value creation is what we should be preaching, not charity. What value are you creating? What products, even if it's a basket, even if it's a jewelry, give us something to work with. Right? Value is what helps people get a livelihood. It's not, this is what they say, you can give somebody a fish, but teaching them how to fish actually helps them for the future. I think that's the key. Charity gives you a fish for today. Education, entrepreneurship gives you a fish, gives you fish that you can feed yourself and feed your community in the future. But you have to invest in learning how to fish. If somebody gives you to fish, you don't know where the ocean is, you don't know how the bait is, you don't know how they identify the fish, you don't know how to clean the fish, you don't know how to cook the fish. Somebody just came with a meal and you ate it and went home. Tomorrow you come back for more. Okay, that's charity. Empowerment is teaching people the skills that will allow them to go and look for the ocean, allow them to go and find the baits, allow them to be patient enough to fish, clean, cook, serve themselves, and serve their immediate community. That is what I'm seeing that is missing. And it takes a productive mindset to do all of that work. And when people try to avoid all of that work, guys, Mora says it's not easy. Oh, I need to bring you on my show. You're living in that world. Let me read what you just shared. Miss Maura Mitchell, she said, personal responsibility is so important. It's the only way. As a non-profit leader teaching entrepreneurship to low and moderate income individuals, I don't always feel like I am helping. Oh my goodness. Can we take a moment? This is so deep. Oh, entrepreneurship is difficult and people need a network, need to get out and talk to people about their idea and build a business that solves a problem. Oh my goodness. I need to bring you on to my show so we can talk about this, right? This is what I'm continuing to see as well. And the way I describe it is people like myself, like yourself, Miss Mora, is like, we can create an elevator, we can create a bridge that helps people bridge moving from employee mindset to entrepreneurship mindset, which is your work. Teaching, coaching, guiding people. What I have seen is a certain type of limiting mindset that says, if you're not ready to cross that bridge by yourself, if you're not ready to go up that ladder by yourself, if you're not ready to reach out and grab and lay hold of that opportunity and use it and advance yourself using those opportunities, they're not going to make it. Because the mindset of striving for success, of self-belief, is required actually to move up the pyramid of success. And actually, this is what led me to launch a leadership mindset and success mindset program earlier on this year in January, because I experienced the same thing you're sharing, Ms. Mora. Is that while I'm saying, sales, marketing, trade, investment, export, some people showing up, they're folding their hands instead of rolling up their sleeves. They're like, Tony, we heard you are. And I'm like, are you here to work or you're here to watch a movie? It doesn't make, like, you will sweat, you will produce, you will invest your time, you will strive to achieve success. Consumer mindset, which we're all conditioned, you don't have to do anything. You just do this. You just click Amazon, you see your package. Click designer clothes. Click We like nice things. I'll sell you some lipsticks. But to become an entrepreneur and a successful one, we have to start sharing the truth. This is so, so true. It's my observation as well. And that's why gently, gently, we're trying to say, okay, what's holding people back? And what one of the things I've seen is what I'm sharing today is that many people have been made to believe that other people will do the work for them. Many people have been made to believe that they will achieve success on other people's work. Well, pyramid of success, most of those mindsets will stay at the base of the pyramid, right? Because nobody gets to the top with that mindset. The people who get to the top that I sit with, they are the most hardworking, fierce, no nonsense people I've ever seen. Absolutely. You can see the hunger, the desire. You must have a desire to get yourself to the top. And that is what I say. We have to stimulate hunger. People have to want this because the journey in of itself is a lot of work, right? So we can support, we can guide, we can coach, we can even develop a roadmap. We can do all of that. It's like losing weight. We can cheer you on, we can motivate you, we can give you recipe, we can tell you all those things. But until people really, really want it bad enough that are ready to apply themselves, what I'm finding, unfortunately, is that it's not working, right? And the reason I developed the game plan 12 strategies for winning is to remove limiting beliefs, tackle all of those things. Like module one is activating the power of clarity. Can we see our strengths enough? Can we see the threats in the way? Can we see the opportunities in the marketplace? What are the risks involved? Clarity of intention, clarity of desire. Like, what do you want? How hungry are you? What are you going after? What do you need to get there? Once people start realizing that everything falls back on them, I think that's where personal responsibility comes in. This is where people have to start taking personal responsibility for their own journey, right? People have to start doing that because I've also experienced this, and that's why I'm hosting conversations like this. I'm like, guys, what's going on out here? Like, what have we been made to believe? When I work with the top 1% of the world, I'm like, they're not the way they think, it's so different. And what got them there? How do we bring it back? The mindset that allows them to thrive and succeed and compete, whether at international levels, at those levels. How do we bring that mindset? And one thing I say, it's like big business thinking. How do we bring it to small businesses so that we can help them scale? And it comes down to mindset of an entrepreneur, right? Ability to sell, tell our stories, produce, distribute, market, all of those things. And I believe strongly that charity will sustain people where they are at, but to move up the pyramid of success, people have to constantly invest, right? Personal development. We can actually increase our value because moving up the pyramid of success is highly tied to value. The value we can trade, right? The value we can bring and trade with. And that value, we control it. Because if you decide that you want to be a pilot, you can go train and become a pilot. If you want to become a doctor, you can go acquire the experience and then increase your value. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you can actually acquire the training, but you must implement it. And that's why I'm saying, like, those who move up those ladders of success, whatever degree you have right now, think of it as a level of success. We all invested ourselves to get our degrees, whether it's master's, PhD, right? Or BSc. Those are opportunities that move people up. And those who are not ready or willing to invest in education, really, would they be crowned? Would they get the PhD? The life is so fair. If you do the work, you enroll, you invest yourself, and you sweat, you read the book, you pay the price, then you will graduate. The same thing is true for entrepreneurship, is that you have to enroll, you have to either learn on the job or invest in classes, courses, programs that will help you advance. The same thing is true, and it's a different mindset. At least that's what I'm seeing. Any other thoughts before I start wrapping up for today? Mr. Ron? Any other thoughts before I start wrapping up? Thank you so much, everyone. This has been great. Like, let's keep that conversation going. And please email me or reach out if there are questions that you have. Also on my website, toyumesiri.com. I believe there's a toyumesiri.com, there's a way for you to request a meet and greet if you need to talk or if you need personal support. You can access that at toyumesiri.com. And then if you're building a business and you want to access the roadmap for business growth and success that I developed and I coach around, you can head over to nazaru.academy. Just type that in your browser. Mr. Ron, go on, please. I saw you on mic on Clubhouse. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. I think one thing I like to leave this conversation with, and basically it's a challenge, right? So you have weight loss coaches,
Okay.
actively trying to help, tackle the issue of obesity.
Mm.
And then the receivers, the recipients on the other end, hoping to lose weight.
Wow.
Yet it's a challenge, right? These are some of the things where you actually need people to individually put in the effort.
Wow.
But would we say that, that's a losing business? Is weight loss coaching a losing business? I don't think it is.
Wow.
Right. I think that there's ways around it. Right?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that's what we need to start tackling.
So your analogy is around, you said fitness coach, right? Versus those who want to lose weight, right? Those they're trying to serve. It's an industry, and we know it's a major one. There are gyms, all kinds of recipe, like programs constantly being designed to support people who want to lose weight, and there are coaches ready. Wow.
So many coaches.
So many. There are so many coaches. And I see Miss Mora says, I would love to learn more about your mindset work. Absolutely. It's called the game plan 12 strategies for winning. And literally there are 12 steps. It includes networking. I know you talked about it, because networking your way to success, right? Embracing the mindset of a champion, removing barriers to your success, mindset, communication. All these are success. What I've seen the most successful people in the world adopt, right? I put it together in that program. So yes, definitely. I would love to. This is an open invitation. I would love to bring you on. I think this is a great conversation. We need some experts to also dive into it, to say, this is what I'm seeing. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I think you're seeing what I'm seeing. And how can we continue to support the community we so much care about? So like Mr. Ron is saying, no matter how much the coach cares for those they want to coach, they must meet them in the middle. That's what I'm finding, is that we can offer, people like myself, people like Miss Mora, we can only go so much, right? We can only offer certain things, but people must meet in the middle. The energy must match. If you've heard me say, passion sells, desire buys. Passion, we will use our passion to motivate, inspire, educate, connect. We will use our passion to do that. But guess what? Desire. People who want it bad enough are the only ones that can buy and invest and win and leverage those things. So that's another way of me just trying to say, desire, the energy must match. Right? The energy must match, because if you're going up to that mountain, if you're going to, is it Kilimanjaro, you better be ready. You better pack everything you have, everything within you. It will require all of you plus some. And entrepreneurship is the same. You will sweat, you will strive. But here's the key: help, opportunities, support will be on that journey as you go up. Unfortunately, those at the base of those pyramid, they are being made to believe that there's work is not involved, right? That work is not involved. You can just say, give me food, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is just to community leaders, for us to also keep asking, are we actually empowering people to sustain, to really advance themselves and acquire the skills and resources and everything that they know, that they need, the mindset they need, that will actually help them move on and beyond. That's really today's conversation. Thank you, everybody that has been a part of that. Miss Joy, any wrap up comments before I close out for today? Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was such a learning thing, and also I have quite a lot of tips there in all direction. And yes, you see, as I said, without charity, we can already do a lot of work in the continent and change the mindset. And I was away, but I was busy also building my my area.
Mhm.
And we are all going to South Africa very soon. We are inviting you as well. You're very much welcome, bringing these women and youth for trade in South Africa and changing their mindset.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy with the journey that we've worked with them for 1 year
Fantastic.
now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Yes, what I say about trade, international trade, I say it's even the Olympics of business. Right? So I tell people, win in your community first. Let's learn the basic branding, marketing, sales, distribution, pricing strategy, business model engineering. Master that, practice it, because international trade is the Olympics where you get to compete with the best of the best in the world. That's another topic entirely that I covered, International Trade Network. And I always say, at the end of the day, the foundation is still the mindset of an entrepreneur, whether in international trade development, which is more advanced, which is more trade policy, exports, international trade development is the next level, really. There's a fierceness. Oh, there's a fierceness there, trade and investment facilitation, legal, government. I teach there. I actually teach government as well. In fact, let me use this opportunity to share. Next week, Monday, a week from today, I'm actually teaching in partnership with the WBDC International Trade Center in Illinois. I'm teaching a class called Doing Business in Africa, Introduction to Doing Business in Africa. So I invite you to check that out. Look at social media. And if you need any information, do reach out to me as well. Happy to have you there. It's free. That is free. But guess what? One of the things about free is even the information you gather, you will still have to work to implement it. So that's another thing I've seen, is that we people like me will share, share, share. We will teach, 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 but we only want people that will take that information and actually invest it. And it requires work. Nothing happens in vacuum. Nothing happens when people don't do anything. Just thinking about ideas or showing up to a meeting, right? You may invest an hour here, but it's practice. So at the Leadership and Success Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy, I actually give assignments, I give templates, and I'll check up on you. I'll check up on your website because I want to hold people accountable, right? Because that's only when the results happen. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. Miss Joy, did you want to say something else before I close the room?
No, I was complimenting you. The what you just said. And I'm looking forward to get the links of that training too. I learn a lot through the process.
Yes.
I have to be, as usual, we focus on the service and leave the experts to do their work.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to close out now for LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube. Follow me on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn now has a follow button as well. And see you around again. My name is Toyin. You can call me Coach Toyin. I'm super happy here, just to teach, guide. And if you need support for entrepreneurship and international trade, do reach out as well. God bless you all. Bye.